Ready to jump on into The Lion King. But before we do, I wanted to read one quick donation here. We have $15 from Tempest Mask, actually one of the commentators on a previous run, saying, on behalf of Kiwami and myself, thank you so much to GDQ for having us. That was a fantastic run, and we apologize for the sudden power hit before we could close off properly. As such, we'll do it here. Shout out to the Mighty Gunvolt speedrunning community, plus Mighty Number 9 and Gunvolt. And a quick note from me, I wish to dedicate that run to the late Billy Kemetz of VA. We lost cancer last year way too soon. We miss you, you shining diamond. Godspeed, GDQ. And I'm getting the signal that we are all set to go to Hakuna Matata our way into some Lion King. So, SBDWolf, take it away.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm back. This time with Lion King. This is the Super Nintendo game that was developed about the same time that the movie came out. With me on commentary, I have Bronkel.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
And yeah, just a little quick introduction and then we'll jump into the run. We're going to be doing the run on easy mode. Again, just like the Maui Mallard run earlier. Most of what changes is the amount of lives and continues that you get. In this game, some enemies also take fewer hits on easy mode, so the run is faster and also safer. But yeah, that's that. With that out of the way, we are about to start the run in 3, 2, 1, go.
It starts.
Okay, so we start with a pretty tough level, honestly. This is what I like to call the reset lens. Lots of like tight, precise movement that I go for in a PD attempt. Already messing up this chameleon, okay. Hardest part of the level is not that jump, this jump, which I didn't get first try. The window for this is, I don't know exactly how much, it's like less than 4 pixels, that's it. The intended way is to go all the way around, but we get up early. I grab a health upgrade, which will make the run a little bit safer, costs about a second. And then we'll move our way to the boss of the first level. It's just a hyena. In easy mode, it only takes 1 hit, and there we go. Grabbing the sledge from the bottom makes it so that the cutscene that normally plays after the end of the level gets skipped. And the reason being is there is a shared memory address between Simba's Y velocity, which gets frozen when you grab the ledge, and a flag that controls whether the cutscene should be over. So if you if you grab the ledge with a specific velocity, basically you skip the cutscene. There you go. All right, this is level 2. Pretty infamous level for people who have played this game. Fun fact, this level was made arbitrarily a little bit harder on request by Disney because they had a policy at the time where people couldn't like beat a game they made too quickly because they were trying to combat rental places, and so... Ooh, I got the framer. I missed the follow-up though. Yeah, there's a frame-perfect window to jump off of a giraffe. It saves like 3 seconds. I'll resume that thought in a bit.
Yeah, just to give you an idea how much harder it was. Later we will play another monkey puzzle in the level. The original idea from the developers was just the first piece of monkeys that we just saw. So these 2 roars he did in the beginning. That was the original monkey puzzle that went into the game. The rest was added because Disney wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, there's not much more to this level. If you want to read some donations, this would be a pretty good time.
I certainly can. We've got ourselves $1,000 from Dumplechan, saying, lying in bed watching speedruns, I'm filled with pride at how much money has been raised. Safari. The main thing I feel is gratitude for everyone making this event a Simba of hope in the fight against cancer. Thank you very much for the $1,000.
I think that was like 5 puns.
Yeah. No, yeah. They did a wonderful job.
Appreciate it very much. A good pun is always needed.
All right, we wrote out the last monkey here. Or actually, this one is the last. And then we're making our way to the end of the level. Okay, next level, I'll start giving a bit of an introduction. It's the Elephant Graveyard. The song playing in the background is Be Prepared. Don't mind that. But yeah, it's a quote-unquote basic level in terms of like the tech that you go for in this level isn't like anything particularly out of this world, but It's definitely not an easy level to play. A lot of just like precise, pure platforming, if you will. These vultures are a bit of RNG. Managed to jump over the first one and the second one. Very nice. They're not always that kind. Wait a bit there. Hopefully I can roll through this and get this hidden shortcut. Skips a small section. Geyser climb. Most people mash these. You can just mash the jump button. I like to time these because I'm crazy. And then this upper section is probably the hardest part of the level to do properly. I already messed it up. I was supposed to jump over that vulture, not bounce on it, or that one. Yeah, it's a hard sequence of inputs to do properly. This is a game that has been optimized very, very well. So yeah, there's a lot of like hard stuff in the run now that doesn't save that much, but people still go for it. Okay, and that was the last hyena. There's 3 hyenas there at the end. It may look like the 2 of them. You get 2 spawns at first. They may look like they're 1 hyena, but they're just stacked on top of each other. All right, this is a cool level. Too bad you can just do this. And we got about a minute if you want to read some donations.
Can do. Let's see here. So, by the way, friends, we are now moving on to the next incentive, which is, again, trying to get that Metroid Dread pairing and crane shift showcase. That is, I believe, 2 runs away, and we have to get to $50,000 to hit it. Thanks to donations like this one from Caledon, $1,000, saying, I lost my wife to cancer last year. One of the things we bonded over was gaming, and I can't think of a better time to donate to a great organization like the Prevent Cancer Foundation than during GDQ. Thank you for your donation, and sorry for your loss. We also have $44.40 saying, hi, I'm 6. These games are so fun to watch, and prizes are so cute. Everyone is having so much fun. I hope everyone has the best day. Gotta go fast.
All right, we're nearing the end of the level. Just 1 more rock. So you can't do this with 4 HP. For PB attempts, I don't get the health upgrade in level 1, but because I did, you can just think everything. All right, and this is probably the hardest level in the run. There's some RNG rocks. There we go, already hit by 1. If they hit you in the wrong spot, they just taste it. Okay, they want me dead today. I might legitimately die on this level. I already lost 3 HP. Anyway, yeah, so there's these RNG rocks that already were the end of me. And then we got some clips coming up. First one. Okay, very happy about that. So now I can grab that checkpoint. And this is the harder one. Frame perfect and a 1 frame tap of the jump button. Not quite. Okay, never mind. It's very hard to like roll through them as a backup if you run out of health. But that's exactly why I grabbed that checkpoint. We can retry this without having to redo the entire level. Again, obviously in PB attempts you wouldn't get that, but that's fine.
Yeah, this level is a real gatekeeper to actual attempts. If you made it past level 1 with the 1 framer in the beginning, this one is just the next gatekeeper.
Yeah, really hard clip. You can do a full jump instead within a frame perfect window, but it loses 2 seconds to do. I like to try the faster one. That gets me killed instead. Anyway, this is a fun, colorful level. Did not get the damage boost for some reason. These bugs here, they're mostly consistent, but sometimes they have a mind of their own. There's an infamous section about midway through this level. It's the waterfall climb. The logs are actually consistent. It's a proximity timer. So hopefully I get this right.
Yeah. After this section coming up is the also very infamous ape fight or gorilla fight, which maybe you remember. Not from the movie, because it is not in the movie. This whole level was initially planned to scratch from the game, because the game was made within 6 months alongside the movie. Interestingly enough, they scratched this whole part in the movie because Simba as a character just simply didn't progress, and they felt like it was more like empty view time for the viewer, and the developers were told to do the same with the game, just to get rid of the level, but they obviously couldn't do it because it is a huge part of the game. But what we see is original sketching from the movie makers, the whole level.
Yep, I really like the fact that there was supposed to be this whole scene in the movie detailing Simba's growth. Speaking of which, we're now adult Simba. We can now... I almost soft lock. Holy... Okay. Yeah, you can now slash, roar. Simba has a few more moves, a throw. We're going to be doing a skip coming up. So there's these cheetah spawners that you're supposed to basically kill all the cheetahs, and then Rafiki comes in and clears the invisible wall. Instead, we'll roar, stun one of the cheetahs, and then grab it with a throw move, which puts us past the wall. There's 3 of these in the level. But the main idea behind the level is there's a lot of these like jump slashes to skip ledge grab animations and even get to ledges you're not supposed to. Comes into play into this level a lot. Okay, second spawner here. And then the hardest part of the level is the ending, arguably, where there's this climb where you have to do several of these jump slashes, then it culminates into what we call boulder skip. You're supposed to go like towards a section to the right, release a boulder that you can use as a platform to get up a ledge. Instead, we'll do a double... No, it's not double frame perfect, but it's very precise. There we go, first try. Yeah, I think it's like a 2-frame window for the first slash, and then the second slash is a variable frame window depending on the timing of your things. Either way, pretty difficult. And that's it. And then hopefully the next level, which is again, I think something that was supposed to be in the movie. It's a volcano level.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a skip. This one is I'm going for a bit of a difficult method. Okay, should have it here. Okay. And that saves about a minute. And now we get some geysers. Let's see what luck I get. Best luck. All right, we get to skip two geyser cycles. It's a bit complicated to explain, but basically due to a way I approached this section, different geysers can erupt seconds. It can erupt second in order, and so that can affect how much, like how many cycles you can skip, because the trigger for the end of this level is for the left side geyser to erupt 5 times. Anyway, we're just waiting around here, so if you have any more donations, this is another pretty good spot.
I certainly do. We have ourselves $200 from Redbeard, saying, I remember playing this game as a kid and losing a lot. SBDWolf, show it who's boss and go fast to beat the game and cancer. We also have $25 from Kajink, saying, had to donate during the Lion King run. It was the first speed run I learned, and it still holds a special place in my heart. I also heard it that a runner goes fast enough, they can save Mufasa. Good luck, SPD, and crush those comms, Bronkel. Hakuna Matata.
Is it possible? Can we save Mufasa?
That's a lot of pressure.
I know. Anyway, this is what I like to think as the hardest level in the run to optimize. So this is supposed to be a maze, and you can't move to the next room until... wow, good start. Until all the hyenas have been killed. So a lot of this level relies on kill optimizations, and I'm doing this weird tech all throughout this level, which is, we can basically call it like bounce canceling, remote killing, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you have a move, you can jump on enemies and like swap them several times, and that's called a bounce. That's just an intended game mechanic. But you have a 4-frame window before you land on an enemy to slash and cancel that bounce. And if you do so, so long as you keep moving around or doing other actions, you can keep dealing damage from the bounce that you canceled remotely. And so you can optimize the movement a little bit better here. We'll just do a few regular bounces here in the last room to finish them off. Okay, one survived, why not? Okay, final level. This is the battle against Scar. A few more glitch bounces, and he's done. Okay, this is a level where you basically have to fight Scar 3 times, and then have some movement in between. I like this level a lot. I think it has a pretty nice flow. But anyway, what you can do with Scar, he's supposed to play some like animations once you kill him in each phase, but if you do those like bounce cancels, you can basically kill him off screen, and that skips the animations. I missed stunning this.
Yeah, but sometimes Scar is just Scar and doesn't play along.
Yeah, lost runs do this for sure. Alright, ending coming up. We have one last ledge skip. This one is decently difficult. There we go. We're supposed to go around, and then we have the final battle against Scar. And the way you finish this game is just like in the movie. You throw Scar off the cliff. Time is coming up as soon as I do the input for the last throw, which is in a bit. All right. Excel aside, that went pretty well. Let's see. Thank you. Yeah, that last the way you have to finish Scar off there, that is pretty cryptic. I know several people have played this game and just like couldn't beat Scar there at the end because the game doesn't really tell you how to perform that throw move and like actually beat the game. So yeah, bit of an infamous game. It definitely has some cryptic elements to it, but I think it's a very charming game. All in all. All right, final big shoutouts. Again, I have a list here just so I wouldn't forget anyone. Big shoutouts to Insane Firebet, first of all. They made a lot of tools for practicing this game over the last like half a year or year. I forget how long that was. But they've been insanely helpful, so very nice stuff. Shoutouts to the entire Lion King community. Very nice group of people. Oh yeah, shoutouts to there's a developer interview that I really like on YouTube to the producer for this game, Luis Castle. There's a lot of interesting factoids about the development for this game, which is something that I'm personally pretty big into. So absolutely recommend that watch if you're interested. They experience a lot of how this game was designed. And then finally, I want to send a lot of virtual hugs to Insomnimatic. That's it. Thank you, GDQ, for having me, both of these runs, and thank you all for watching.
Incredible work there, SBDWolf. Fantastic set of runs right there. I, too, had a lot of trouble with The Lion King back in the day, and watching it just getting destroyed like that, it just kind of, I don't know, hours of childhood disappearing before my very eyes. It's fine. It's cool. But fantastic run there, and a lot of donations coming in, sharing some love for The Lion King there, and I figured I'd read a couple of those before we move on. We like this $50 donation from The Knight, who goes, nee, saying, had to donate during The Lion King, one of the first games that really got me into video games. We also have $25 from Sutov saying, getting my donation in for my childhood. I played so much Lion King on the Mega Drive, but had to get my brother to do the waterfall for me. Shoutouts to the Cheetah Mall Skip and Cheetah Ledge Quick Kill, both of which I was so excited to discover as a cub. P.S. Not lying. This game can be a bewildering beast, but we can meerkat together. We also got $150 from Mr. Goat saying SBDWolf is always a treat. Thanks to everyone for putting on another fantastic event. And $200 from K Breezy 28 saying happy to be donating during this Lion King run. The Lion King community was so welcoming when I started speedrunning this game. I know SBDWolf is gonna kill it, and they certainly did. Now, folks, we do have some pretty hefty incentives coming up here, both of which are going to be happening yet today if we can get those snuck in. We've got ourselves a Metroid Dread pairing and Kraid Shift showcase that needs to be hit by, it sounds like about 15-20 minutes into the run. We are currently at $7,737, and we need to get to $50K on that in order to see that happen. I've heard it is a visual delight to see that roll. So please keep getting those donations in, like this $25 donation from Exception, saying super hyped to watch Ednolium and Manijure sweep through ZDR in their Metroid Dread all bosses glitchless race. These runners are going to kill it, figuratively and literally. This goes towards the incentive for all boss parry cinematics, partially because they're a treat for the eyes, and partially because I'm a fraud and have never actually seen the flash shift cinematic on Kraid before. Let's get that incentive met. All right, friends, that will do it for me for Awesome Games Done Quick 2023, powered by Twitch. Thank you all so much for listening. Stick around, keep watching, keep donating. We've got ourselves about just over an hour till that next incentive. Get it on in there. We'll see you all soon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023. My name is frozenflygone. I'm so excited to be hosting the next two runs here. Really quickly, I want to say we need to get those donations in for the Metroid Dread Pairing and Crate Shift Showcase because it closes about 20 minutes into the run. We don't have that much time to get it met. So please get those donations in now for that incentive and make sure you select it when you donate. And speaking of Metroid Dread, we're going to head on over to an interview with Keizaron and the Metroid Dread runners.
Hello, Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. It's Keizaron here, and I'm joined by Ednolium and Manijure, the two runners for the upcoming Metroid Dread All Bosses Glitchless race. I don't know how I keep ending up with interviews where it takes like a huge breath to say just the category name. But anyway, how are you two doing today?
Doing very well. Looking forward to getting this road on the show, as it were.
Likewise, I'm feeling incredible today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I believe that this is both of your first runs on the big stage. Is that right?
Yes, very much so. It's a long-time watcher, first-time runner, as it were.
Yeah, likewise to me. I only started speedrunning last year, and to get invited to such a thing is just, I'm still processing it right now. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'll shift a little bit just to Ed for now because you really wanted to talk about this. I'm just going to say the word, and I'll let you take over for 30 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever it is. Nestroid.
Nestroid, my very first video game. Honestly, I didn't mention this in the pre-interview, but my mom was pregnant with me when her and my dad were playing the original Metroid game, and they were making maps and writing down passwords and stuff. And it was my first game as a kid, and I fell in love with it. Been in love with it ever since. Waited 19 years for Dread to come out. As soon as I got the speed booster, I said, you know what? I'm speedrunning this game. That's it.
Now, we were talking about this before the interview, and I'll throw it over to Manijure this time. But all of us in this call were very looking forward to any sort of new Metroid coming out. And then when the announcement for Dread happened, all of us popped off. And Manijure, you want to share your feelings on that?
Well, so I don't have as long of a history as Ed does, but I've been following Metroid for a while since Metroid Zero Mission back as a child and then playing the Prime series and a few other games. So, like, I honestly wasn't expecting a full-blown new Metroid title for the Switch. Like, I was just watching stuff like, oh, probably get some other content, but I don't think I'll expect anything Metroid related. Then Dread came out. I was like, I didn't really like, scream outright, but I was like screaming on the inside. It's just that we haven't had a full new Metroid title since Metroid Fusion, like over a decade ago, and I'm like, it's actually happening. I'm going to relive my Metroid experiences all over again, and when I got to playing Dread, it just did not disappoint. It's just a great game from start to finish, and it was well worth the years of waiting.
Speaking of not disappointing, that's exactly what this race is going to do. We know we're going to see a bunch of really slick boss fights, a bunch of cool tricks. I know one trick that comes to mind, like right off the top of my head, is Adam Save Skip. So I know you're both going to have to do some ass right now. Can you tell me more about Adam Save Skip?
Well, we typically refer to it as Atom Skip nowadays.
Oh, that's awkward.
Ascending dual magnet or Atom Skip, to skip.
Ascending dual magnet. Yeah, that's a little less swear wordy.
Yeah, a little less. That's one of the ways we refer to it. But that's one of the toughest tricks in the game, and it's required for every major category in Metroid Dread speedrunning. There are 3 buffered wall jumps and 2. There's a single 2-frame or 3-frame window that you have to hit to make that trick happen, and it saves about 3.5 minutes or something like that over the course of the run.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have Manijure answer this one then. You also told me before the interview that you're going to be doing early ice because it's the glitchless category.
Yep. Yeah. To clarify, glitchless early ice is a very complex speed keep maneuver to bypass a water sector that normally that you could bypass with a minor glitch called water bomb jump. But since this is a glitchless race, we have to do it the glitchless manner, and speed keeps are completely glitchless and just require a lot of refining, a lot of inputs, wall jumping, storing the spark the right place, moving quickly, and bypassing that area with just the speed booster. So it is, and indeed, a trick that I've been working on for a while. It's a little bit complicated, but once you get the inputs down, it is a very fun trick to pull off, and I'm excited to show that off with Ed.
Now, as mentioned, this is an all bosses race. We're going to see more than just the classic route going through it. This is probably the easiest question I can ask you both. And we'll start with Ed and then Manager follow up. What's your favorite boss in this run and what's your least favorite?
Are we talking to fight or just personal favorite?
To fight.
Favorite boss to fight is probably Experiment Z57, and I'm not going to spoil why. Y'all will see it in the run. And my least favorite to fight is Corpius, because I rock a turbo controller and the control sticks are not great. So I have to take a really vintage 12-month-ish old strategy to fight Corpius, the first boss in the game.
Yep.
What about you, Manager?
Yep. So similar to Ed, my favorite boss to fight is Z57 for, like Ed said, reasons that you'll see in stream. And my least favorite boss to fight is Gozuna, and which you also you also see on stream why that is the case, but not the biggest fan of it.
Well, regardless of whether we see you fight your favorite boss, least favorite boss, or just anyone in between, you're both going to do fantastic during this race. Folks in chat, be sure to stay tuned in. They will be on in about roughly an hour and some change, I believe. Metroid Dread is a fantastic run to watch. It's a fantastic game, and we have two fantastic runners who are going to have a very good, close, and fantastic race. Thank you, two, for being a part of this interview. Good luck on your run, and we will all see you on the other side. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Keys and the Metroid Dread Runners, for that interview. Chat, great job listening to me. I saw the number fly up on the Metroid Dread incentive, and we got to keep that momentum rolling to make sure it happens. I mean, we just talked with the runners about how amazing that is going to be. So let's keep the donations rolling in for that. We have $100 from Spinach Feet that says, "Love is the answer." I completely agree, because we're ready for our Love 3 race with Charbunny, Polster, and Heppenwana. Take it away.